Hey, it's Mr. Mike. I've got a great story I want to tell you today. So, a young girl, 13 years old, is having a birthday party. And she has a couple friends over. She has 3 or 4 girls over. And they're all playing in the living room. They're having a great time. They're messing around. They're young girls. They're doing their hair. They're doing their makeup. All this fun stuff. Well, one of the girls says, hey, why don't we go watch a movie? And the other one says, oh, what movie? And she brings it up. And she says, okay, well, let me go ask my dad. So she goes into the kitchen, and her mom's out that night. So her father's home alone with the girls. And she says, Dad, I have to ask you a question. We would like to go to the movies. And he goes, I thought you guys were going to play here. And they said, well, we would love to go see this movie. He said, okay, what's the movie? And she told him the name, and he looked it up. So he's looking it up on his phone. And he says, honey, this has some foul language. And this has some sexual innuendos. This is not a good movie for you. And she said, but Dad, it's rated PG-13 and it has the best soundtrack ever. And Johnny Blow is in it and Susie Q is in it and all these amazing stars are in it. And it's the most amazing movie. That little bit of stuff really isn't a big deal. And he says, well, I appreciate that, honey, but no, I'm gonna say you guys probably should stay home and choose a good movie here. You know what we like. And something that's, fun and wholesome. So she goes, okay. So she walks out and tells her friends, and they're all like, all right. So they start watching a movie. So they put on this movie, and all of a sudden, one of her friends says, oh my gosh, what's that amazing smell? And her eyes light up, and she says, oh, you're in for a treat. My dad, I think, is making his famous brownies. And she yells out, Dad! He goes, yeah, honey. Are you making your famous brownies? And he goes, yeah, honey, they'll be done in a few minutes. And she's so excited. She goes, you're not gonna believe this. This is a special treat. So about 20 minutes later, her father comes out with this big plate of beautiful brownies. And he puts them down and all the girls go to grab them. He says, hold on. Let me just tell you something about these. They need to cool for a minute anyway. He says, when I make brownies, I make them perfect. I order chocolate from Germany. I bring in the butter from Ireland. I bring in the milk from a farm down the road, not touched by anyone, right from the cow. He says, I make the best brownies ever. The ingredients that I use are the best ingredients that I can possibly find. And he said, and these are a little bit special. And so he goes, go ahead, and they all grab it, and he goes, but before you take a bite, I just want to tell you that the reason they're special is because I used all those amazing ingredients. And then I went out back and I got a little bit of Fido's dog poop and I put it in there and mixed it up. But it's just a little bit and it's all throughout, but it doesn't make a difference. It's just a little bit. It won't affect the brownies at all. And they all throw them down. They go, ew. And he says, what? A little bit of filth affects the brownies? Now, the moral of this story, guys, is pretty easy to see. Just a little bit of filth into your life changes the way that you think. It allows for other things to come into your mind. You compromise and you start allowing things to come in that shouldn't be in your mind. Letting just a little bit of filth in, like the brownies, spreads throughout your entire being. Just as important as what you put in your mouth to feed your body, what you put in your ears and through your eyes are just as important because you are ingesting them. And whatever comes in, comes out. So it's very important for you to realize that whatever you let in by your sight, by your ears, watching reels and reels and reels of things that are completely trash, and you know it instinctively, but continuing to watch those things actually affects the way that you see the world and that you filter your decision-making process. You think it's just a little bit and it won't hurt, or it's entertainment, or it's what you do in your downtime, but the truth is, it starts to form your beliefs. And the enemy of your soul is the father of lies. And he wants you to believe lies about yourself and about the world. And the truth is, garbage in, garbage out. I highly encourage you to take a break for just a week or two. Eliminate all of the reels, eliminate social media, eliminate those things, and just focus on things that are good and true and worthy, like the Bible talks about. And I promise you, your entire demeanor, your entire attitude, your entire personality will change. and you yourself will start to shine. And those things that are weighing you down, whether you know it or not, will stop oppressing you. Because when you allow them in, that's what they do. And that's true. It seems like it's a big deal, right? When a parent says, oh, get off the phone, stop messing with it. But we instinctively know that it's not good for you also. But you do too. Deep down in your heart, you know that those reels and those things that you're watching are not helping you. I know they're addictive. They got me. I've gone down rabbit holes that I wish I didn't. But the truth is, I learned to not do that. Now, I'm not saying you can never watch it again. But when you're consuming it like most Americans do on a regular basis, a couple hours a day, even a half hour a day, you are literally putting a little bit of dog poop into those perfect brownies. Don't do it. You're worth more. Your goals and dreams aren't going to happen by watching reels. Your goals and dreams are going to happen by not engaging in the world. 1 John chapter 2 says, do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. This is not something to be condemning. This is something to be encouraging. But if it feels convicting to your heart, there's a reason. And the reason it feels convicting is because you know that you're probably heading in the wrong direction on that. But it's okay. God is the perfect Father. And the way that he corrects you is by saying, I love you, child. Let's try it again. I believe in you. I know that you can do this. And I know it's upstream from the way that the world walks. But many things are upstream. And those that stand out aren't swimming with the crowd. I believe that you're called to be set apart and you're called to be something special for him. There is something in you that you are designed to do for this world, for people, that no one else can do the way that you can do it. You're not in competition with anyone else because you were designed to do it the way God designed you to do it. And I promise you, if you will shift your attention from social media, reels, and the things of this world to what your purpose is and why you're here, your life will change dramatically. And we want to help you find that purpose. We want to help you figure out who you are because we have a pretty good understanding already of who you are. We want you to understand it too. Your Father loves you. We love you. And we thank you for spending time with us. Be blessed. Welcome to the podcast identityU, where we help you discover your identity. My name is Michael Feynman, and I am so excited to walk alongside of you as we find this place of self-discovery together. Thank you for joining us again on identityU.